Hello there guys, and welcome back to another video with myself, Foorun. Now today we're going to be taking a look at what is coming in the update today on Thursday the 4th of August. Now today will be a forced map wipe. As far as we are aware, there will be no forced experience wipe. So starting off today with some really big news. We now are able to rotate objects and building blocks before we place them. So if I just demonstrate here with a building plan, we have our window, and if I press R, you'll notice that it turns around now. I can keep turning this, so you no longer have to place something and then rotate it with the hammer after you've placed it. You can just do it as you're building your base. Now this can also be done with items, so if I take out these salvage shelves here, place them so that I could actually put them down, and I press R and then these will rotate as well. Now this works for everything that can be placed, so it will work with the box, it will work with the furnace. You just press R and it will rotate. We also have two brand new items in the game which are very good. Now we have this double barrel shotgun which is unlocked at level 15. It requires 200 metal fragments and 5 high quality metal to craft, and it has 2 shots in it. The iron sights are a bit big and clunky. It does get in the way quite a lot, but it does some very good damage as demonstrated. So I've got my friend here, Grizzly, also known as Vox Bear, coming to give me a hand to test out just what damage this double barrel shotgun does. So we're going to start off here with the handmade shells. We're going to go for a body shot. And that was 5 damage with a 1 bleed. And then we're going to go for a headshot.
That might have been a headshot.
So with the headshot we get 22 damage and a 7 bleed. Okay, then next up with the buckshot, and we'll be going for a body shot. And that was 36 damage with an 8 bleed. And now we'll be going for a headshot with the buckshot.
That was definitely a headshot.
So that was 36 damage and an 8 bleed. And so next up with the slug round for a body shot. And that did 55 damage with an 11 bleed. And then next up with the slug round and a headshot.
Oh shit!
And that is death.
Wow.
So all of these damages were shot at a range of 5 foundations, which is roughly 10 world units in game. It was approximately 14.3 meters, so it's definitely deadliest if you're using a slug round. 2 body shots will kill someone, and 1 headshot will kill someone at this range. We've also had the Satchel Charge added in today, which is a new earlier game raiding tool which also unlocks at level 15. It requires you to make 4 bean can grenades and 1 small stash to craft it. If you haven't seen my video completely breaking it down and telling you exactly how many you need for each building component, I will leave a link to that down in the description so that you can go and check it out and make sure you've got all the information you need to get raiding as soon as possible. So with the addition of the new double barrel shotgun at level 15, the water pipe shotgun has now been pushed back a little bit, and it now unlocks at level 13 rather than 15. The wooden ladder is now also unlocked a little bit earlier. It now unlocks at level 10. Barricades are now also unlocked at lower levels. So the wooden barricade is now unlocked at level 8, and it now costs less to make as well at only 300 wood. The barbed wooden barricade also is unlocked earlier at level 12 and costs less at 300 wood and 50 metal fragments. And the metal barricade is now unlocked at level 14, which is earlier, and costs 200 metal fragments to break. The wooden floor spikes have now also been pushed back quite a bit, and they unlock at level 5. And possibly one of the best things for many people out there is the salvage shelves. They are now unlocked at level 5, and they have a significantly reduced cost. They now cost 100 wood and 50 metal fragments. And perhaps something that many people have been asking for recently has now happened. The armored doors are a little bit lower to unlock, but that is only the single one. It unlocks at level 17 rather than level 20. So one thing that has caused a lot of uproar last week was the fact that you could no longer run while reloading the crossbow. That has since been reverted, and we can now once again run while reloading, as demonstrated here. And throwable and arrow headshot damage multiplier has been increased to 1.5, so it is now 50% more damage if you hit a headshot with anything that is thrown or an arrow. Just remember that spears fall underneath the arrow damage. We've also got that projectiles can be picked up immediately after hitting something. So we've had a lot of changes today to the revive system. Now reviving no longer works as it previously did. It is now a 6-second timer, and you need to be stood still while reviving. If you move, it will cancel it. And bandages and syringes no longer work to revive downed players. Just going to demonstrate here with my good friend Foxbear. So now if we look here, we can loot him, or if we hold in E, we will start to help him up. Now if I try to move around, I cannot actually walk, but if I look off of him, it will stop helping him up. So this takes 6 seconds to do this. Now I'm just going to run through a couple of things that we don't really need to see anything of, they're just good to know. So the crafting time for ladders, beds, campfires, ceiling lights, cupboards, bow and crossbow have all been halved. The crafting time on explosives and gunpowder have either been halved or more. The sulfur cost for C4 has been reduced by 20%. It now only costs 20 explosives to make 1 C4 rather than 25. And bean can grenades are slightly more expensive. It now costs an extra 10 gunpowder per bean can grenade. We've also had a load of armor and clothing balancing, which now means that you'll take 15% more body damage when you are fully geared. The auto turret has had its health and armor increased, and damage has also been increased by 50%. Explosive rounds have also been fixed. They no longer deal double the explosive damage in which they previously were. And high external walls and gates are no longer placeable in foundations. We used to have it where that you could slightly get inside the foundation, and that is no more. We've also had the projectile radius of the slugshot, buckshot, arrows and explosive ammo reduced. Now we've also got some changes to bleeding today. Now bleeding is now displayed as total damage that will be applied over the bleeding duration. Bleed causing weapons add 20 bleeding per 100 damage that was dealt, and the bleeding rate is 20 damage per minute. You will also now get experience if somebody else uses your bandages or syringes to heal themselves, capped to 1 experience per player. The large med kit reduces bleeding by 100, so if you have a maximum bleed, you can just pop 1 large med kit and it will remove all of it. The bandage duration for bandaging other people has been shortened. We've also had some changes to loot tables so that they contain a lot less useless stuff, and you can now find all types of bullets in groups of 8 to 20. You can also find flamethrowers and custom SMGs, both with ammo. And you can also find multiple grenades. So the last 2 things I have for you are not things that are being added this week, they're just things to keep you up to date with the game. Now the graphics overhaul that I talked about 2 update videos ago that Peter is doing, I left some links down in the description. Do be sure to jump back and take a look at that if you didn't see them previously, because he has been doing a lot of great work on the graphics. He is completely redoing graphics in every single biome within the game. And news from this week is that he is 99% done. Now, it is not going to make it into the game this week. It's likely that it's going to go on to pre-release and be tested extensively before they put it into game. because of how much changes he's done. They will want it optimized before they put in and kill everybody's frames per second. So just keep an eye out for that, because when it does come up, if you jump over there and help them test it, it's going to help get the update out a lot quicker. And we have also had a tweet from Helk saying baseline, and the branch for this is main/research_blueprints. Now that is giving us an idea that we are now going to be able to research things, possibly something to do with blueprints, in the near future. Now, he also made a comment about this on Reddit, and he said that this would be spoken about in tonight's dev blog. So that's definitely something you're going to want to go and take a look at the dev blog for, if you're interested in what is going to be happening in terms of researching and moving forward with the XP system. So that is everything from me today then, guys. I hope you have enjoyed, and if you have, then make sure that you hit that thumbs up button, and make sure you subscribe if you'd like to come back and see more content, including my weekly update videos. I'd like to say a big thank you to Voxbear, aka Grizzly, whichever one you want to call him, for helping me out today. I will leave a link to his channel down in the description. Go and have a little look at him. He's a great guy. So that is all from me. Thank you very much. Have a good day.